ABBA Undeleted is a collection of demos, little bits of jamming, little bits of studio chatter that was compiled by Michael B. Tretoff and released on the 1994 Thank You for the Music box set on disc 4. It is, for me, probably as a very sort of, heard it all before kind of ABBA fan, it was probably the most interesting thing for me on that box set. And I was quite pleased, therefore, when Hugh, who is Skywatcher17 on YouTube, sent me a list of anomalies that he'd found on that medley. I then took up the challenge and decided that I was going to try and find my own. Scribbled on his sheets, sent them off to Mote's Piano 2, who is Rudolf Ondrik on YouTube as well, and he came up with his own anomalies, and he did say that he didn't look too closely at Hugh's anomalies or my anomalies because that would have biased his judgment. So what he's come up with is more or less, I suppose, completely independent of what the two of us found. So what I decided to do was to compile a PDF document which I will post to anybody who is interested. What you need to do is send me your email address via my inbox on YouTube and request the document, and I will send it out to you. I will say at the moment, I know it sounds miserable and everything, but please don't spam me or flame me or anything like that, because I will ignore it. And if any messages are offensive, I'll block you. But other than that, it's all good fun, and just email me away and I'll be happy to do that for you. Something else that Hugh sent me regarding ABBA Undeleted is this document, which is a translation of the Swedish studio chatter. At the beginning of the medley, a voice says, "Hello, I'm Bjorn." Another voice says, "Hello, I'm Agneta." And then someone says, "Hello, this is Benny." And then they all burst out laughing. Now, on the translation here, it says that Bjorn says, "Hello, everybody, this is Bjorn." And Agneta says, "I'm Agneta." But actually, I don't think that's right. I think, and I might be wrong here, feel free to disagree, but I think that that is actually Benny who comes and says, "Hello everybody, this is Bjorn," in a funny voice, even funnier than that. And then Frida says, "I'm Agneta," in a very low voice. And then Bjorn says, "This is Benny," at which point they crack up and they burst out laughing. And I think that is why that is funny and why that was included. So I think that the translation here, you could dispute it. What else have we got on this medley? We've got Summer Night City and Take a Chance on Me. The chatter in Take a Chance on Me is all about the speed of the piece, and then Agneta and Frida start complaining about their headphones and how the piano is too sharp in their headphones. Next, we have a piece called Baby, which is an early version of Rock Me as sung by the girls. And Michael Tretoff does say that the key was never changed between when the girls decided that, or somebody decided that it would be a better vocal for Bjorn. And so Bjorn was actually singing, presumably with a spanner, tightening up his whatsits probably. And then we've got Just an Ocean, which I think's actually quite a good song. But this is the one where Rudolf said that ever since he was a kid, I'm talking 8-ish, that he thought that Benny said towards the end, "I love sex with Agneta." It does actually sound a bit like that, and I would add that it probably sounds a bit like "I love sex with Agneta" over the table, but it isn't actually. What it is somebody saying, "Is that good?" And then Bjorn says, "I think we can keep that one right. It's sort of unusual too, isn't it?" And then someone else says, "Yes, at least nowadays." Then Bjorn says, "Yeah, sure." And then Benny says, "Everybody, 60 million records thrown away," meaning everyone will hate it. So no innuendos there, unfortunately. Ricky Rock and Roller, I think, is another really, really good track. It's such a shame that some of these things didn't get released properly. I know that Ricky Rock and Roller is a pretty naff title and they'd probably have to change that. But I think it was 70s, like sort of round about the time of the ABBA LP. And it's really good. And then Burning My Bridges, I think, is just a little bit of improvised fun, really. But it has got some really good playing on it, even though it's probably not a particularly fantastic song. The speech after it, I don't really understand. But there's this word that they keep repeating about sinking and saying he's sunked. Don't know what that means. We then have a rare treat because now we're going to round about 75 and Frida singing an early version of Fernando where they were trying to work out what style to do it in, obviously, and this is a tango with rather an obvious piano edit tacked onto the end. And I think Rudolph and Hugh disagree slightly about where it was tacked on, but then again I only approximated Hugh's timings on this PDF document, so it could be me that's wrong there. Then there's a song called Here Comes Ruby Jamie, which lasts about 3 seconds, at which point Bjorn replies, bloody awful situation, which is probably right, it was dreadful. Then Hamlet 3 Part 2, which normally when I look for anomalies, I'm not looking for human noises, but I think there is somebody coughing on there. The Beatles anomalies, there tends to be things like people coughing and sniffing and taking deep breaths and that sort of thing that were probably not meant to be included. But here, I think there's some coughing going on. And then we've got Free as a Bumblebee, which is, again, a really good track, just dreadful title. With a decent set of lyrics. Who knows? Very good. Then we've got Rubberball Man, which, my God, I'm going to say it again. Really, really good song. Crap title. Really, really good song. Rubberball Man, if you say that quickly, you could probably read something into that title that you would not really think's there. And then Crying Over You, which I think was a bit naff. And Bjorn at the end says hair licked, which means lovely. And then we've got my absolute favourite song, and I do wish to goodness that they would get back together just to record this as a single. Just Like That, I think is absolutely stunning. A really superb song. On this compilation, they've only put a couple of choruses, and there are verses which have been edited out. And I don't know why Tresov edited them out, probably just to get the whole medley down to a manageable level. But then again, we didn't need the funny translations of Waterloo that are in there. They're in 2 different languages. I mean, that was a bit unnecessary, really. I suppose they could have made the Undeleted Medley a bit longer. But that song just presses all my buttons, I'm afraid. Just sends chills, and I really wish they'd recorded it. And then Giving It a Little Bit More. Pretty average as far as I'm concerned, but, you know, again, average by ABBA's standards is brilliant by just about everybody else's, so good on it. And then we finish off with just a little snippet of Benny's piano, bringing the whole thing to a close. So I hope that that's given you some sort of insight into what's in this PDF document. Do ask for it, because it is good. All right. Bye.